so Shag took this. So this is what I wrote. Like I'll write something like this, like last week. It's funny. So like, it's so funny when you give your songs to somebody. You know, it's like I give them this thing and like a little bit of lyric stuff. This is actually going to be the title of the album. It's called Hermosa and Free.
Hermosa?
Hermosa and Free.
And free?
Free.
Oh,
Free.
free. Nice.
Summer breeze holding us to the Hermosa and free. Pull us down to depths so deep, drag our loved one and tattered.
So I'll give him that, right? And then he comes up with, this is fucking great, man. Let's see, where is it? Okay. So he worked on this all week, and he's like, when I, it's so fucking. It's like I'm scouring the internet for like beat sounds.
It's a good one, dude.
Yeah, right. He's like, I had to find the right one, the right high definition one. I'm like, dude, it's just a demo, but he goes crazy.
He does really good demos. I remember. And the great thing is that he gets you. It's amazing. Yeah. You're not from here. Where are you from?
Outside of Philadelphia. Right?
Sounds so good.
So
Sounds like
funny.
the album already.
Yeah, right? So anyway, so it's so funny because he came in last Monday, he's like, he sat down, he was super nervous. I'm like, you okay, dude? He's like, just want you to hear this, like, because he worked on it all week, right?
Yeah.
Then finishes it up, I'm like, what else you got, dude? No.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. No, it's
Yay!
yeah.
The artist in focus today is not only the voice of rock, but also the voice of our community that is uplifted by local members of Hermosa Beach by getting together and creating a space, the space, where artists can be supported, heard, helped, and mostly excited about their journey. Originality describes this guy's music, playing, his singing, and his art. A leader, he won't take no for an answer. He won't back down. He's involved with a lot more than just the music community, and he will persevere no matter what. Today, the way of the artist, the superb, the monumentally talented,
Wow.
the best,
Wow.
my friend,
Oh,
Hermosa Beach finest, Kevin Sousa.
Thank you, Tatiana. Wow. Wow. Can we end it there? Is we done? That's good. I'm good. That's all I
Thanks,
needed
man.
to hear. Ooh,
Woo.
still.
Feel hot now.
I know. Thank you.
No,
That
thank
was
you,
humbling.
man. Thank you. Tell me, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good. I'm just welcome to the space, the
Thank
Hermosa Music Company. We're really proud of all the work we've done here, the community's done here, and
You should be.
it's created for our community to get this sound out to the world, right? Like we've got such an incredible local music scene, and peripherally out in the South Bay,
Yeah.
and we wanted to build a space that we could house that music and that talent and launch it. And so that's what we did, and we got this space. We're in the light industrial zone, and we're turning it into a light industrial art zone
Right.
with surfboard manufacturers and woodworkers and cabinetry makers, and My friend Dr. Mike Collins started a shock box, which is an art gallery. His art adorns the walls here, which is big and beautiful, and it looks incredible, and it also absorbs a lot of sound acoustically.
Right.
So it takes this incredibly large room and makes it just sound great.
It does sound great.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you guys started this because we really need it here.
Thank you.
I've been in Hermosa Beach for 17 years now. And we've always looked for a place where we can get everything done. Is this one of those places? It is, right? Because you can record here, you can do video here.
Yeah.
You guys have lighting, you have the gear, you have the best gear.
Yeah.
Are you guys working with Bose for this?
Aragorn. So Aragorn, myself, and Patty, Sousa, my wife, we're the owners of it. But we have so many different people working for us. Aragorn's really tied into Bose. He's got different operations. I'm kind of in charge of the local operation, maintaining the facility. Aragorn's working with One Talented Universe, where he's getting different artists together, building content, building space, and we're going to push all that stuff out through the internet. But we'll record here. I'm in the middle of doing an album. God, album sounds so old now. I don't know how it's going to be released. I think the grand vision is to actually press a vinyl album to have something. Yeah. But I think now the way that streams work, we'll probably release a song intermittently, like 1 week for 12 weeks.
I think everybody's doing that.
Yeah.
It keeps people interested.
Right. Well, and also I believe what I'm learning is that to release an album doesn't work because you want to get it into playlists and Spotify and stream properly, right? Yeah. So if you do it individually, it'll make playlists. There's better chance of being heard,
that's true.
Building subscribers. So the whole business has changed now. So, and that's what I'm trying to learn here. Aragorn's very skilled at that. And so we're using his knowledge and his incredible vast fund of experience, and he's sharing it with me here. But right now, this is just a big sound stage. It's set up to kind of create and perform. We've done some streaming events here. It's just
the stream-a-thon.
Yeah.
Fuck, I wish I was here for that.
You were booked.
Like literally here.
Yeah, I know.
My band hasn't been able to get together. Yeah. And another thing, we don't have a drummer right now, so it's me, Pablo, and Julia. So we're just trying to write new stuff too. We have a single coming out, but this is not about me.
No, but listen. I'm a big fan of your music and what you've done, and watching you grow as an artist and musician. Like, this is the reason that this space is here. Yeah, it's for people to come and grow. And I've been playing in the South Bay a long time. I worked as a touring production professional for a long time. But when I started playing, when I finally got the nerve to actually sit at a microphone with a guitar and play, I learned how to do that at Sharks Cove in Manhattan Beach. And what I prided on was just friends would come up and play. It wasn't an open mic night, but it was like people that hadn't ever played before or were thinking about it. Like, I'd love to push them up there and go ahead and do it.
Cool. Well, that hasn't changed a lot. Every time I go to your shows, you pull me up.
We've had some great moments. Got that that Rolling Stones song.
Give Me Shelter.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's on the internet.
That was a highlight.
I think I put it on the internet for us. Now, my favorite place in Hermosa Beach. Excuse me,
beautiful bitch, right? Beautiful bitch. That's actually great. Hermosa Beach. That's cool. I actually have a T-shirt that says that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
So it's not even the pier, it's Cypress Avenue because you guys got, like you were saying, you got the 637 studio, which is badass.
Yeah, they're a huge part of this too. Like when we came here, I wanted to talk to Alex about like what he was doing, and that we weren't a competitive threat to him and his business. We see this as just building this place up and having a destination where you can get everything you need. His company 637, Cole and Claire and Kevin Yamada, like they've been here streaming our shows for the Streamathon and the Springathon that we had, the Spring Fest that we did over Memorial Day.
Right.
And it's just great to have them here as well. So we're working in tandem and hand so that his video service, and they're overhauling their studio over there. It's really cool. It's just going to be a great place to come in.
Man, I'm going to be here every day.
All right.
When you let me, if you let me.
Yeah, whatever you
just
want.
Before you close the door, make sure I'm not like sleeping behind
the
drum set.
You got it.
This is so fun. So, do you guys have anything else coming up to do here?
Well, like I said, right now we're just kind of in recording mode. Like, since the pandemic hit, and we weren't allowed to have people in here. The neat thing is that we weren't sure if we were going to be doing shows here, but I don't think we're going to be doing many live shows, but we'll do a lot of streaming shows out of here.
Cool.
Just with the zoning and things around here, we don't want to, until things change, we're probably going to press for just having artists come down and, you know, keeping socially distant and keeping socially aware, socially conscious of that we're still in the middle of a pandemic that is still
Of
around.
course, yeah. You know, I want to come here and record some stuff on my own, just by myself, just with the guitar. I've been thinking about this for months now, but just can't get it done.
Oh, come on, bring it down here. No,
I'm practicing.
Yeah.
I'm practicing like I'm going for a marathon. Just make sure I come here and I do the best work I can, you know, so I don't look silly. But I know that you have a team, right?
Yes.
Which is usually Steve Aguilar, and you have Zu, and you have Emily.
Emily, yeah.
And who's drumming for you these days?
Nick, when he's not on tour.
No, he's
Nick
brilliant.
Hughes, yeah. So, and Justin Panalerio, Justin P, the bass player.
Right.
So that makes up the Kevin Sousa band.
Yeah.
And I hated the name of that, but so it started out when I would play. I did solo for so many years. Because I just didn't want to get a band together. The work, it's like having, 5 or 6 girlfriends or boyfriends.
I know.
The relational stuff, right?
It's crazy.
So it's just easy to bring my guitar, plug in, play, and take the money and have a great time. And I did that for years. But when I've been playing at Terranea for almost 10 years.
That's right.
In their beer garden down there at Nelson's during the summertime and in the lobby bar. And I started adding musicians one by one.
Yeah.
Tony Ganella and Jeff Neeson, who were in Sand Section, would join me a little bit. Mike Sutherland would play some drums.
Right.
Steve would play keys, and I would just mix and match it a little bit. And so that kept growing and growing. And so it would be a duo and then a trio. And then all of a sudden they asked for bands. So we put a band together, what we're going to call it. They were still using my name, and I told them I wanted to change it to a band name, and they're like, no, you've already got some recognition. People come to see you play at Terranea. We want you to keep the name. So I was just like, oh, I got a Kevin Sousa band. So thank you to the management at Terranea to keeping that. So it kind of.
I like it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. But it's not. And then 2 years ago, I walked into a party at a friend's house, and I saw this violin player, and my mind was just like blown away. And she was playing guitar with someone at a party, and I was like, I want you to play in my band. And she had heard of me a little bit, and I said, listen, I'm playing at the Point down in El Segundo. Can you come watch us? And she watched us, and she went, when do you want to play? And so from that time, 2 years ago, she's played every big gig that I've had, duos and also with the band. So it's just. She is so talented and just beautiful and inside and out, and her talent matches that on the violin. Emily V has just been an integral part of the band since then, and I've actually been writing music for her violin.
Wow!
One of the songs I called her, I was like, "Hey, what key do you love playing in?" And she's like, "I really love G," and I was like, "All right." So I wrote this song in G, which is going to be the concept of the album, and I just played a little bit of it for you.
Yeah.
And so we're really excited to.
I can't wait to hear the album. So how many tracks do you think you're gonna have?
It's funny. So when the pandemic.
1,000.
Yeah, right. When the pandemic hit, like weeding through, because I was playing all these live shows and the other stuff in my life, I didn't really have. I have a voice memo full of ideas, right? Half ideas.
All of us. It's crazy.
So many. Like if you look at it, there's like hundreds of ideas, spanning back a couple of years. So I kind of went through them when the pandemic hit. I was like, oh, I got no live shows, don't have to put any productions on, and when the band plays, it's a big. I put a lot of effort into how it looks and how it sounds. Billy Sunday does the lights.
Yeah, he's
Phil
fantastic.
McCoy, he's incredible. Tim Campbell does sound.
Right.
Mike Bell Productions, and so it's a big event, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to do that.
Yeah.
So when all those summer shows went away and the spring shows went away, I could concentrate on writing music.
Thank God.
Yeah, it was nice.
And taking a break from
yes,
performing live. How long have you had so many days off? I mean,
know,
you're not
right?
off because you are still
Right.
working.
Well, and it's like, listen, I have an outside gig that takes care of me financially.
Right.
So when all these musicians were streaming, people were saying, are you going to stream? I was like, I don't need to stream. Like, I want to take a
that's
step
nice
back and
of you.
it's just like there were musicians out there that make their living playing music,
Right.
like you, right? And it's like, why would and I really encouraged other musicians that didn't need to perform, like just take some time, right?
Yeah.
The people that really need that.
Let them work.
Let them work. Don't clog it up, especially like Friday, Saturday nights, like
Totally.
all that stuff, So anyway, going through the music, I picked the ones that really kind of worked, and I put some things that happened to me in my life personally that I've been writing about and riffing about. And so when it happened, Steve came in and we started using the space, and we've been essentially doing a song a week for almost 12 or 13 weeks.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's great.
But so I'll come in here Saturday and I'll play. He'll put a click track down.
Right.
I'll play some guitar, do a scratch vocal, and then he comes back the next week. He's like, "Hey, this is what I did with the song."
All right.
And so he moves it around and adds some different things. And some he goes a lot of production. Others other keeps a little bit more raw. We'll send it to Nick. Nick will do some drumming a little bit.
Nice.
And then we'll get a demo. But we're going to be the next phase is once the demos are all done, we'll go over to Studio 637, bring Nick and some other drummers in to kind of the whole concept of the album though is to have this feel that we do at Terranea. This big band. Will Phillips is going to be joining us on percussion.
Nice.
Yeah. So we got Will, Emily, Zeal, Nick, Shag, Steve, and Justin P playing bass, and then we'll ask like probably Russell play some bass on a couple tracks.
Oh, yeah,
Russ Walters.
totally.
I really want it to be an inclusive South Bay thing. I want to have you do some background vocals.
Yeah, man, I'm here anytime.
and just really make it a big celebration of the South Bay around some of the songs that I've written. So
When you come here to write these songs, do you write by yourself?
yes, I have a concept and I'll write a song and then like I'll bring Zeal in and show it to him and he'll be like, hey dude, why don't you do this a little bit and collaborate? Or Steve will be like, hey, this sounds, why don't we add this? And it's funny as an artist, like you hear the song in your head and you're playing it and collaborating is a really tricky thing, right? Because it's like you've been playing it this one way for like a month, or you've been in the voice memo, and then you got to give it to somebody and let them kind of maneuver a little bit.
It's really humbling.
Yeah, and it's vulnerable, right?
It's very, and you have to
And
kind
raw.
of like give your baby away a little bit, let someone borrow it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a hard time writing around people and writing with people.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because I think it was just a muscle that I worked in. Like I'm very attached to my songs, so like you said, I have these songs complete in my mind. I just have to find the chords.
Right.
And then when I have to deviate from that because, I'm working with someone else, it's kind of like, well, but I don't know if I really like that. But also when I write with Phoenix Rising, we have different personalities. So every time that one of them put input, it works for me because I identify with their personality.
Right.
So it's like, maybe I just have to write with people that, you
trust.
that I trust.
Right? And that's the thing.
it.
It's like the ego look, ego removal for me is what I work on as a psychologist and a therapist.
Yeah.
And in my own life and in writing, right? It's like that vulnerability that is actually strength, right? Not a weakness.
Right.
And that intimacy, right? It's big connection. And to turn that song over and hear Zeal like mess with it a little bit and tinker with a chord change, and I'm like, for hearing it for the first time, like, all right, let me hear it again. And then like, oh wow, and then like, wow, that's better,
Yeah.
And then Steve will take it.
Totally.
And so what's been really interesting is that writing with them a little bit and then turning the so like, as I said, I'll do a click and a guitar and a scratch vocal, and then Steve will take it and moves it around and like arranges it in a way that I've never thought of before.
Yeah, so he did that with my songs.
Yeah.
And it was very welcoming because I think he works in a way that he complements your work.
Right.
It's not like he's changing, because that happens a lot. You work with a lot of people that want to put what they want in the song. They're not working for the artist, in the best interest of the artist, So I think it hurts to me when they try to make it something that it's not.
Correct.
As long as it's truthful to my vision and it makes it better than I could have done, which he does. Steve's a great producer. He produced one of my albums, and then I'm okay with it. You know?
Yeah.
But again, it's all comes down to trust. I trust
It
him.
is trust, and listen. I've known him since his World Tribe days.
Yeah, that's right.
I put his band up at the House of Blues when I was the stage, the production manager's down there, stage manager there.
Wow, you were at the which
House of
location?
Blues in Los Angeles in the early '90s. God, when I first moved here, which
Nice.
is crazy, mid '90s. and it's so funny. It circled back around, and then all of a sudden, we started playing here and in the South Bay, and I've been playing with him for such a long time. And in Aragorn, we did a thing called the Executive Lounge Trio, where it's the three
That's
of us.
right. You guys
Yeah.
have a beautiful video on YouTube. I was listening to yesterday. Kevin Sousa on YouTube.
Yeah. Kevin's is on
Awesome.
YouTube.
I watched
Yeah.
all of your videos.
Aw.
They came out so good. That was
Thank
such a
you.
good show. You did
Thank
two.
you.
two
Yeah,
of those shows.
yeah. I think Steve's brother Chris recorded those.
Oh, was
It was
it?
at Orlando's, right?
Yeah.
And it was just like it was really neat. Like Michelle had asked us to play there, and I wasn't. It took me some convincing, but when I heard the layout was going to be, and we brought it all in, and it was really neat to do like a dinner show.
You guys
with
looked
us.
good. It sounded good.
Yeah, we dressed up for it.
The
put on-
vibe was
Yeah,
cool.
It's cool.
But you were saying the 90s, and
Yeah,
you
and
got
so
the trio.
so Steve, he always says like, I know where you're gonna go musically before you even do when I'm playing, right? And we spent hours up at Terranea in a lobby bar playing, and those are almost like paid rehearsals. Like we just go off.
Oh my
and
God, definitely.
Play songs and between there and here, and just we played so much together with Aragorn, and now adding Emily and these different vibes. The songs I'm writing now are all going to be written by the band, right? Like there'll be a structure, there'll be a theme lyrically and then musically, but then I want the musicians to do what they do,
What they do best.
right? And like
yeah.
let it go, and like Zeal's incredible vocal and his guitar,
Yeah.
Aragorn's guitar, Emily's violin, and Justin's bass is just,
I love Justin as a player.
I don't know if he did a bass solo at Turn last year, where he just threw the bass on the ground, and it was in the middle of Terranea, just like it was feeding back, and like I was like, oh my God, like him and Nick, that rhythm section is just next level.
Every time I can hire Nick, I do.
Yeah,
But he's so busy.
yeah. Justin P's bass page is incredible on YouTube. I don't know but subscribe to him, man. He's out of control.
I
as a bass
will.
player.
He just finished school,
Yeah.
didn't he?
He what?
He graduated, I think.
Justin?
Yeah.
He just
He
he just had a
posted
baby.
something. That too.
That's
Okay,
what he had.
he's just also
He's had a
graduated
baby.
on that.
He's awesome, man. Yeah. He's
Yeah,
living
you've
out in
got-
the desert, and he's doing
Oh,
his
yeah.
own thing, and it's just a great cadre of musicians, right?
Yeah, you got a really strong team.
I do. I'm very lucky, and it's just I bless when we play at Terranea live for those summer concerts. They're
I've been to it.
Oh, they're so fun.
He blew my mind. It was right when I first met you guys, because I met you at Steve's oldest studio.
We did a jam, right? The jam.
We were jamming
jammed. Yeah,
there.
it
He
so
was always
fun.
having people there. Can we have a jam here, by the
Yeah,
way?
that's again.
Fuck.
That was what the purpose of this was, and then all of a sudden the pandemic hit, and we can't have a bunch of people in here, but
I
yeah,
know.
we'll
Just
get-
like
we'll
four
get
of
going.
us, you
We'll
know.
get going.
I'll sit here far away from the stage. Just let me watch.
Yeah,
Now I'm looking at the stage and I see you got some really cool gear there.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
What's that guitar? Because that's also on the video from the
the
Orlando gig.
J45? So all the instruments you see up there are actually from Mike's Guitars.
Oh yeah, I
It
got
just
mine there, too.
moved. You know.
I know.
I've since I met him, I've actually been a collector, and I've got some really
Yeah.
really nice ones. You see
That's a
few
good
up
way to
there.
put it.
But every guitar has a story. You know, that J45, the wine one, is beautiful. That Telecaster, my father gave me in 1982, 83.
Wow,
My parents,
really?
yeah, and that's been painted and repainted. And Mike actually redid it and put it together. The neck is a crazy story.
Tell us.
It was Joe Walsh. It was on Joe Walsh's
Oh
guitar.
fuck, that's
Yeah,
right.
crazy.
Woo!
And,
So he's totally blessed.
Yeah, it's blessed. And then that black one, that black Stratocaster, Mike custom. We went out one night to watch some music, and I was like, thinking of like a black. I just want an all black Stratocaster. I had to give my Stratocaster away or sell it when I was hurting for money 15, 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I said. the next day, damned if he's like, come here, I got to show you something. He shows me all the parts, and he puts together these incredible instruments, and so he made that, and that thing sounds just incredible.
At Mike's Guitar, guys.
Mike's
If
Guitar.
you need a fucking instrument with
Yep.
quality, treat it well with love. It's gonna sound good. You know where to go. At Mike's
140
Guitar.
Pier Avenue. He just moved across the street.
He did. I haven't
You
been
seen
there
it?
yet.
Oh my God, it's incredible.
Perhaps I'll go there on my way home.
It sounds great. There's these wood floors now, and it's 12-foot ceilings, and it just smells like you smell the wood and the guitars there.
And he's great taste, for decoration. Let's put it. This way.
The
And
vibe.
it feels, The vibe, yeah, it feels really good. It must feel really good. The other shop was super nice too. Just hanging out, Hermosa. Go in there, play some guitar. He'll plug you in.
Yep.
And you're like,
It's the best.
Play some songs.
I've been in guitar shops all over the world, and it's one of the most welcoming guitar shops, and he's just one of the most warm and loving people you'll ever meet.
He is. He's a musician too. So
Yeah,
he gets
he's an incredible songwriter.
Yeah, he's
and,
been posting some stuff.
Yep, really good stuff, and just go there and check it out. It's a great vibe and a great store.
But you have a hummingbird too.
Yeah, I got a 12-string hummingbird too.
Is that new?
No, I got it was a limited. He got it. He called me. He's like, "Hey, I got that 12-string you were looking for." And so this
I'm
was
so jealous.
This was about 4 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got my hummingbird because when my guitar broke, I had a gig and you let me land it. And Steve was telling me at the time, he's like, please be very careful with this guitar because this is the holy grail of guitars.
Mike let you borrow it, right?
You did.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about, but cool. So I played all day that day the guitar, and then next thing you know, I had my own hummingbird because I just couldn't take myself to go play the other guitar again.
Once you play something of that quality, and that was Mike and I's biggest ploy. I was like, oh, give Tatiana my hummingbird, she'll understand. And,
See?
And then, but that hummingbird matches your style and quality of rock and your voice incredibly.
Yeah. Oh, like anybody that comes to the house, and I have a Yamaha C40, which is a nylon string.
Right.
It was my first guitar.
Uh-huh.
It sounds like crap, but it's my fucking first guitar. So I leave it in the living room. Anybody that wants to come, they can play that one. Don't you be touching my... But then I can't help but give it to them. Like, no. Just try the hummingbird. And they go like, oh, wow, it's playing it by itself.
Right?
And I'm like, I know.
It's just next level.
It's not forgiving. If you fuck up, it will let you know.
For sure, but...
If you press it too hard, you have to be careful.
But the best thing about Mike's is that even if you if you're not in the market for a guitar of that cost and quality, you bring any guitar there, and he'll just make it play better. He'll do a setup, and it's awesome.
I brought my Telecaster there,
Yeah.
and he did some work on it. It was giving me some problems.
Yeah.
And he fixed it, and it's great. Sounds good. It was a $450 guitar. Now it's a $1,500.
Right, it plays
guitar.
like that, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Changed everything. Changed the knobs and everything. And your band has great gear.
Yep, everybody's.
I'm a great believer in that gear.
Yeah,
It's
Aragorn
important.
is too, and they protect it, and I forgot to Zeal manages this place.
Yeah, that's right.
And so he's just put in so much time here, and he's done a really wonderful job with managing. Like if people want to come check it out to rent it out, like eventually it'll be rented for movies and television shoots. And,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's a show.
Yeah.
And all this art, it's so cool.
Yeah, Mike's stuff is awesome, and this is a series that he put together, and it's just beautiful.
It just feels good. You feel amused and artistic here. And they're huge, so it's so cool because I don't normally see
art this big, right? Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like over a dozen pieces here, and we're very grateful that he. This was actually going to go out to a gallery in May. God, when the same weekend as the Beachlight Festival, which is such a bummer.
Fucking bummer.
Yeah.
We actually got the Saturday 1:00 spot on the big stage this time for the first time, finally. And then Mitch Perry was gonna play after. It's gonna be a good day. We were gonna do all regionals, and then they had to cancel it. But hopefully soon.
I hope they redo it. Yeah, we were really excited to play that, and it was an honor to be on the bill. And it's a bummer that it didn't work out, but I'm hoping they weather the storm, and hopefully next year we'll be able to get together and do that.
I hope so.
Yeah.
You think next year?
I hope so.
Well, at least you're gonna have your music out
Yes.
on Spotify,
Yeah.
on YouTube. Are you thinking about doing video clips too?
Yeah, I really want to do some
This
videos.
spot's badass for that.
It's just, again, it's because of I have so many other areas of my life that I do work in, helping the community and jobs that I can't put 100% into the music. But
You do a lot for the Hermosa community.
well, thank you.
What else is there that you're involved right now?
So I work with the Jimmy Miller Memorial Foundation, where
Right,
we
that's
do
right.
ocean therapy, where we take Los Angeles at-risk youth, veterans in LA County. We do ocean therapy, which is we get them together. We sit in a circle. We talk a little bit, little group therapy, and then we take them surfing. And
Nice. You're a surfer.
yeah. And
Are you a good surfer though?
I'm okay. I'm
Oh,
okay. I've been doing it a
wow.
long time. I love it.
I've never surfed. in my
Really?
life.
Yeah. The water's just, you got to come. We'll take you out.
No, fuck me.
Come on, you're from
Show
Brazil.
me how I know,
Brazilian
right?
surfers are crazy.
They're crazy.
They are crazy.
And Brazilian people are just
Right?
crazy.
Yeah. In general, right? But the water really saved my life, and some of the times that I was really troubled, I would always go there and find solace. And
Nice.
And I became a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I'm a private practice in Hermosa. I really love working for the foundations I work with. And the Jimmy Miller Memorial Foundation, founded on the life of Jimmy Miller, who had a gnarly mental illness combined with a physical injury that led to him taking his own life. And it started in his memory, and it's helped thousands of people.
Nice.
Dr. Carly Rogers put it together. She's a occupational therapist. I had a little bit of the psychotherapy piece. I just joined their organization about 3 years ago. And so body and mind combined with people that are dealing with post-traumatic stress,
Yeah.
depression, anxiety,
Wow,
addictions.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and then we're down at Camp Pendleton every other Tuesday, or we were until the pandemic hit, taking their Wounded Warrior Battalion surfing. And it's just so rewarding, and we have volunteers come out, and whether you surf or not, you can volunteer. Hang
yeah.
out, come on down.
I'm
and-
always looking for stuff to
yeah,
do.
The Jimmy
that
Miller,
is,
Jimmy Miller Memorial Foundation website. You can go to it and volunteer as we pick up hopefully towards the end of the summer once we get into phase 4 in LA County.
What's this phase for? It's the first time I hear.
First phase was kind of the beaches were closed, or they slowly opened. Second phase was you can move on the beach. Third phase is now you can sit on the beach, but no bigger than 10. And the fourth phase will be, third phase is you can be on the beach with groups and move or and sit, right?
Okay.
And fourth phase is going to be back to normal, where they'll have groups and camps and things like that.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because Big Bear is pretty much open. There, and I was talking to
you
Whiskey
guys play up
Dave's.
there? Yeah, those shows up
We
there.
did.
I've seen clips of those. They're great. How do you like that venue up there?
I like it a lot
Yeah,
because
you
it's a
kill it up
lot
there.
of fun.
Yeah.
They pay us well.
There
They
you go.
take care of us. They give us a house
It's nice.
right next to the venue, so we play 2 nights.
Wow.
And we don't have to take our gear down after every game.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
They buy us drinks. They're really nice. So Whiskey Dave's at Big Bear Village right there.
Oh, that's
so I
cool.
texted him and I was like, man, I hear you're back, because he posted something about like we're coming back. But then he said, phase 4, waiting for that,
Yeah.
so I can let you guys know if we're gonna go back next month.
Okay.
I'm like, please, even if we play for free, I just wanna play
Jonesing, right?
loud.
Yeah.
Huh?
Jonesing to play, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy how much you miss it,
It's crazy.
That and it's even there were part of me like, because it's so much work and
Oh, yeah.
and other areas of my life are getting bigger. I even thought about like, hey, just stop playing live. But
No!
can't do it. I can't do it.
You can't.
I can't.
You're reminded that you like it so much
Yep.
when you do it, even if you were feeling like, maybe, I just take some time. I just did a live last night, and it was spontaneous because I was tagged in something saying that I was gonna play. I was like, fuck it, I have nothing else to do anyway, so I'm gonna play.
Dude, your live stuff is great, by the way. The
Thanks,
streaming,
man. Yeah.
the music, and your cooking.
And the cooking.
Dude, the cooking
shit.
you make, Patty. I come home, Patty's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Watch Tatiana cook." She's like, "I'm like, what do you mean you're watching Tatiana cook?" She goes, "It's fucking hilarious. You have
So
to check it
people
out."
know me for the cooking thing.
It's so
They
great.
don't even know I'm a singer. You know, like, he's like, when are you gonna, some dude approached me in Manhattan Beach one time, like drinking with my friends, and he's like, are you the cooking girl, Tatiana? I'm like, yeah. He's like, when are you gonna do another one? I'm like,
man.
I should.
Yeah.
But I have to be in the mood. My dad is always telling me, you should really do it because it's funny.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
It's great. I love your cooking stuff.
Thanks.
You make
But
it
then
fun.
I did, I did the live last night, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going, wow, and then people started coming in, started playing, everything sounds so good. I changed the strings, my guitar.
Nice.
And then I'm like, this feels so good. I miss you guys so much. And I was like truly having the greatest time,
Yeah.
because I've been working with the podcast now. And I've been learning Pro Tools, and I've been learning how to edit videos,
Oh, wow.
and I've been like writing new stuff, but not really plugging in. So yesterday was finally 2 weeks since I plugged in.
Oh, wow.
And it felt really
Yeah.
good. Yes, it's a lot of work. You gotta carry shit around. I don't have like those little carts. I really need to get
Mm-hmm.
one to move my gear, but it's so gratifying when you finally like set up and ready to go.
Yeah, it's great.
And then they pay you for it. You go like,
Yeah.
okay, sure.
Well, and again, when I play with the band, it's just such that power of that band behind you, and like when they're playing your songs, like it's just like it's so again, it's humbling and it's beautiful, and then
Yeah.
the crowd really it's just everything comes together. That playing down on the ocean and overlooking the ocean down there is just something.
It's beyond.
Yeah, it's beyond words, and like to be playing and watching whales move and like dolphins and like these planes.
Jumping
It's
around.
crazy. It's like so cliche. The Southern California thing, a friend of mine.
They do jump around.
Yeah, it's crazy. But you know what's funny? I've got a funny story. Right around this time, last June, I got stage fright.
What?
I mean, it was so.
Isn't that fun for a little bit?
No, here's the thing.
Just gotta start playing. And
Here's the thing. We were playing. I was doing one of our songs. We were really into it. Steve couldn't play that show, neither could Aragorn. So it was Zeal, Emily, Nick, and Justin and me. And things were going really well. And then we were playing one of my originals, The Perfect Wave, and the whole song's about staying in the moment, which is ironic. And I ran through the bridge and totally biffed it. And I got in my head about it, and music's all about being in the moment, right?
Yeah.
And I lost the moment. And I was like, I couldn't let it go. And I started
You gotta
thinking,
forgive yourself.
Right?
There's a lot of forgiveness involved.
yeah, but it was something was going on with me, and it led to a deeper thing in my life where I actually brought me back to therapy.
All right.
As a therapist, because I couldn't let it go, and I was like, all these musicians think I'm terrible, and the crowd thinks I'm terrible, and the funniest thing is afterwards, like nobody knew, right?
I have jumped bridges so many times.
Right, and nobody knew, and the crowd didn't know, but it was packed that night. It was our first show back for the summer last June, and but I left and I was like, man, something more is going on with you to get to that space where your ego kind of took over and couldn't let it go. So it brought me back into therapy and kind of doing some deeper work, and it's really helped me out. So I got to listen to that, I can't ignore it and just push it aside and really
Totally.
do work on myself around it.
Sometimes he speaks to you. Some things happen for a reason because you're attracting certain things.
Right, right. And what is that telling you, right? Like when that anxiety, I don't have a lot of, I used to have anxiety, but I was putting a lot of substances in my body back then, and as somebody who's sober now, it was very strange and very odd. And so I really decided to get back into doing some self work, and there was a lot of answers
That's
there for me.
great.
And that's actually coming out in the writing now. A lot of these songs I started writing back then, but again, didn't have the time to do it.
I know, the
Yeah.
time.
Time.
I'm having
time,
so
time,
much
time.
time now, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
yeah.
But talking about anxiety, I think it's a normal these days, unfortunately.
Yeah.
People are so overwhelmed with so much going on. There's a lot of pressure out there. We're all pressured to be the best we can, better than everybody.
Yeah.
It's a competition, it's a constant pressure to just
That comparison. right?
over achieve, that I have finally gotten to a place where I don't look around anymore. You know, I stopped doing that. I stopped comparing where I'm at with where other people are, and I'm just trying to do my best. I'm taking my time to get where I can be right now. And when I do think about, oh my God, this person's doing so much better than I am, you know, what can I do to get there? It'd be like, stop. You're doing great. You're getting there. It's gonna be fine. Just be truthful to your music. Don't worry about the claps, you know. Don't worry about recognition. Do it for yourself. So when I write songs, I write them for myself.
Yeah, that's how it's in the likes, right? And it's like, I think social media is such a powerful tool, but also hinges into that ego voice, that comparison, that shoulds, the coulds, the woulds, and it really blows it up, right? When you feed that part of you, that negative self-talk can really just start to attack. And so I really only use social media for my music stuff.
Yeah.
And so I've just kind of taken a break from it right now.
Yeah.
Especially the climate that's going on. There's so many people that need to be heard right now and need to kind of go through their process. You know, human beings don't make a lot of really good decisions out of emotionality, and there's just so much emotion right now.
Yeah.
And so much misunderstanding and, you know, working towards acceptance of others, you know, beyond tolerance, but accepting other people. I think that this movement that's happening right now with the George Floyd thing and all that is, you know, I think as God as a white male, like acknowledging that there's white privilege and and understanding that I can't understand somebody being discriminated against like that because that's not been my experience.
Yes.
And it's understanding that I can do better, right? That I can do a better job of understanding and listening and letting people know that that's not okay and supporting them. And, you know, I try to do that through the work that I do with others and supporting all the musicians that I can that of any ethnic persuasion or color or you know, it's a tricky thing, you know, but sometimes you just shutting the fucking up and listening is a big thing, you know, and hearing and feeling, right? And so we can have empathy towards what the plight is, because, you know, being guilty about who you are actually makes it all about you if it taken to the extreme, right?
Yeah.
But an appropriate level of guilt is like, oh my gosh, I've been missing out on something or I've done something wrong. I can do better. Right? So like an appropriate amount of guilt. Inappropriate amount of guilt is like, it's all about me. Oh, look at how terrible I am. I'm the worst person.
I know, you're right.
And I don't. And so it's narcissism and guilt are the same, are different sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
You know?
That's interesting point.
Yeah. So anyway, it's I think we're in this liminal space and time where things are in flux, and there's a lot of growth coming, and there's a lot of great art coming out of this.
Yeah.
On the streets and in the studios, and it's a cool period of time. It's very cathartic, and that liminality where like things just feel like they're going chaotic, but good things come out of it. You got to trust that
will
that's
prevail.
the case. Yeah,
for sure. You know, I know it's fucking. What are we gonna do? I think we're gonna come out much better. You know?
So.
I have done a lot of self work because I, you know, haven't been able to get out and doing anything. So it's just sitting at home and getting better at stuff that I always wanted to. Having the time, listening to new music. Are you listening to any good music lately? Anything?
No, I've been in writing mode. I've just been like, I'll flip on my DirecTV. We'll just flip that on and then come on in. Patty's here. Bringing me my heavy metal shake.
How are you?
We're doing a podcast.
Oh gosh, I'm like, why is it so dark in here?
You have your sunglasses on. Thank you.
Can't see.
I would give you a hug, but we know that's not happening. Did I interrupt? Yes, I did.
No.
We're almost done.
I was talking to Zealand Cat. I just deposited Roxy with them. I'm gonna go to the store.
Our new pup, Roxy.
It's so cute.
She's
the best.
Perfect.
She made a break for it today.
Oh yeah.
she went outside by herself. And
She didn't really make a break. It's like she hung around the neighborhood. Who knows? I don't know how long she was gone.
Holy, she came back by herself?
Well, we noticed she was gone, and then we went out front and yelled for her, and she like stuck her head out.
Cute.
Yeah.
Is she still tiny?
She is.
That's cute.
She really didn't grow very much.
Thank
She's
you.
like 35 pounds.
Thank you.
That looks dangerous.
It's a heavy metal detox shake that we've been.
Yes. It's
What's
all
the
It
charcoal?
is banana, wild blueberries, cilantro, fresh orange juice, spirulina,
Holy moly.
barley powder,
Great
and
band.
dulse.
And Dulce.
Dulse is the stuff that it's like.
And fairy dust.
That's right. But it's supposed to get all the yucky
It makes you
stuff.
poop sand.
Well, this
Pick
is
sand?
all
Sand, yes.
set up here.
What do you think?
Wow, it's like a spaceship. This is really cozy.
It is. And there's aliens in there. in the
Shag
spaceship.
loves it.
Yeah.
It's
I
better
bet.
than that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that made sense for why.
Yeah.
But this is really cool looking.
Yeah.
I really kind of get a vision going.
Right?
Yeah.
I
All
love
right, you
it.
two.
All right. Love you, babe.
Love you too. I'll
Thank
see
you.
See you later. Good
Don't
seeing you.
forget the 30-minute heads up.
Okay. Back to our program.
Listening to new music. You
Uh,
know?
listening to
what do you
new-
listen? So you said you just turned on what?
What have I been listening to lately? I've got it in my head, but I can't think of it.
If you go to Spotify, what you usually listen to?
Let's see. Let me
Yeah.
tell you. I can go on my phone and tell you what I've been listening
I've
to.
been listening a lot to Marcus King
Really?
and this guy Billy Strings.
Oh my gosh, who have I been listening to? I've been listening Gary Clark Jr. I've been
All
listening
right.
to. Let's see my search history. Radiohead Classical.
Oh shit!
The Rolling Stones. Steely Dan.
Steely Dan
The
is
band.
good.
So no, not new music. I've been listening to a lot of the band lately. I think that songwriting is kind of speaks to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know.
I love the band.
Yeah, who else?
Put a cool
I
name.
wish I could say like I've been listening to really cool stuff, but I've been listening to what I think is really cool stuff. Let's see, Home. What
But
else?
that's okay.
Yeah, you know, New Order, The Cars, REM, Pink
Nice.
Floyd. These are what comes up. Red
Fuck yeah.
Chili Peppers, Band of Horses,
Yeah.
Venice, Barley.
Barley Legal.
Yeah, man.
That's fucking awesome.
Those guys, love those guys. Man, the music scene around here is just, it's great.
It is. There's
You know?
so
So
much.
many, right?
And so much
Jeremy
that is
Buck.
so good.
Yeah. Jeremy's releasing something new, I think. I just saw.
Yeah, he's always streaming.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
Saturday night.
Wow, his streaming program is tight.
I know. I need to give him a call and get my streaming up better because I am fucking clueless. There's some things you can use
Yeah.
for that, which is OBS.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another program you can use to stream to all of these platforms.
Right.
But it's that thing you have to sit down and learn because it's not obvious.
No,
you
it's
know?
a lot. That technical stuff is a lot of work. You know, I don't know nearly. Again, I'm very lucky to have people around me that do that.
Yeah.
And technically are savvy. I'm not. I don't have the time to get into that, but
Yeah, you
super
guys,
lucky.
You guys are doing a lot of work here.
Yeah, we are. Everybody's got their role here, you know,
And that's good.
you
You,
know,
have a team. Everybody can
yeah.
do their
Steve's the
part.
production manager. Zeal's the facility manager, and man, his Zeal stuff is just awesome. He's got a new album coming out. Kids
Zeal?
album. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So good.
That is so. He's super.
funk.
Zu11.
Yeah.
I'm trying
He's
to
the
get
best.
him to come, but
He'll do it.
He's too important for me. I'm kidding.
Don't trust it. I'll make sure he does it with you. He'll definitely do it.
I want to have all my favorites.
Yeah,
You know, that's
yeah.
for sure. I'm trying to get Danny, and I'm gonna have Lindsay too. Aragorn,
Yeah.
Steve. Gonna get all the good people.
I can't wait to hear that conversation with Aragorn.
I'm gonna tell him to slow it down.
I love. He's
not going to.
no.
He only has one
He
speed.
speaks in stream of consciousness, and I love that about him. He's. I mean, that's good. He's a business partner. Quite a business partner.
Me and him have a project, a Brazilian project.
Oh, that's
So, you know.
doing some 808 stuff. Is that what I hear? Some,
What?
Some 808 beats and drum machine stuff.
That's Star City. That's
Okay.
something I did by myself.
Right.
Just
Okay.
electronic stuff. But with Aragorn, we're doing Brazilian music. So, you know, before all this hit, I went to his house and I brought some ideas. And he went nuts. He's going like, oh my God, Ursi, we're going to fucking have to do this. Let's put a show together. Let's get like this guy to play, this guy to play. I'm like, great.
Oh, dude, he's such a visionary. I mean, he's reining in all that energy and like focusing it.
Oh.
It's incredible.
He's focusing 100 things at the same time. But
Yeah.
I love him for
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
you know?
and it's so funny just to watch. I think the coolest thing about this whole area is, I remember playing again with him at Sharks Cove 10, 12 years ago, and how we've all grown as musicians, right?
Yeah.
How our songwriting, our styles, like how we play.
We're always
like
working on
I listen to those old tapes or the old performances, and I'm just like, wow, like we're just all so different, you know? Like how
Yeah.
when we played, when we were doing that jam, you
Yeah.
know, like how different we've all gotten with London Call. What was, London?
Swinging London?
London, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swinging London.
You and Barkley,
Me
right?
and Barkley. I'm going to have
Yeah.
Barkley in the show too.
Very cool.
You know, with all the South
He's my
Bay
neighbor. He lives right around the
jam.
corner from me.
He does. You guys have played, Kevin Sousa's band, I'm going to call it,
Mm-hmm.
has played all the biggest stuff. The Hermosa Fiesta. You guys played The Point. Obviously, Terranea. Is there any Hollywood stuff you've played? Like
You know,
The Mint?
I did
or-
that for so many years with so
There.
many different bands.
Yeah.
I don't have the energy to kind of do it.
Yeah.
I've got a built-in audience here.
Totally.
It's taken years to build.
Yeah.
They show up, and I don't abuse that. So it's like, you know, once a month when it was grooving, to really great venues and really nice places, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm good with it. It sits in a good place.
When you can, you come to the jam,
Yeah, love it.
and it's fun.
It is fun.
And then we gotta learn more songs.
We definitely do. I
Wailing
love
songs.
playing with you. Yes, we've done some fun stuff.
We have.
Yeah.
We have similar tastes for
For
rock.
sure.
That's for
sure.
sure.
For sure.
I know that I could sit here with you and talk about everything and anything.
Mm-hmm.
I know you have stuff to do. 'Cause you're important.
Steve's coming in to do some recording.
Cool. So you're gonna work a little more, and then
Yes.
you're gonna hit the road.
Yeah, that's
What
it.
are you doing in San Diego?
We're going down to my neighbor's boat. There's some people we've socially bubbled with.
awesome.
Yeah,
Cool.
so we're spend the day on the boat down there tomorrow and cruise around, and then I'm going to Cayucas next weekend for a birthday.
Cayucas. Where's that at?
Central California.
Oh wow.
Love it. Great little beach town.
Yeah.
Surf. It's a great
Cool.
little place we like to go up there, and yeah. So just
Glad you did a lot of work, so you deserve the time.
we do.
off.
We've done a lot of work in here, and we'll continue to do a lot of work in here. We can't wait to have you come and play.
I will be here as soon as I can.
Right.
So if people want to contact the space, they can go to hermosamusic.com.
Correct. HERMOSAmusic.com, and they'll see the space, and I think there's some videos on there. Russ Gilbert's one of our tech guys. He puts all the stuff up and specs for the place. And then my stuff you can look at on Facebook, and I'm on Spotify. I have 2 albums or EPs.
And a single.
Yeah, and I sing More Stars Than Sand
Yeah.
and Wait What? And
That's a great name, by
Thank
the
you.
way.
I
And
love it.
art.
Wait, what?
The great,
what?
yeah, wait, what?
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
did that art? You?
Collins, my
Oh.
Collins. He's done
Alright.
both things, and we'll see if he's gonna paint something for the next album.
I was
which will be
actually
cool.
looking at it. I was like,
Yeah.
what's going on over here?
Yeah, one of the originals is I think at Mike's he has one of them. Somebody else
Nice,
there.
man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming
being
down.
the coolest dude.
Oh,
And
love
for
you.
doing everything you're doing,
Oh,
because
I appreciate
we
that.
really need it. And I think it's going to serve a lot of musicians and the community. And it's going to be the favorite spot in Hermosa Beach, that's for sure.
I hope so. It's communal space. It's you know, things are never going to be the same again. I think
That's true.
after this. So we're going to find a way to put music out there, or do small groups in here watching live performances,
Yeah.
and make it right.
Did a stupendous job. This is mind blowing. It's beyond my expectations.
Aw.
I am sure it sounds great.
It
It
does.
looks great.
Cool.
And have a beautiful day then.
You too. Have a
Kevin
beautiful day.
Sousa!
Good luck with the podcast. It's awesome.
Thanks.
Love you, Tatiana. Take
I don't
care.
need luck. I
Mwah.
got you guys.
Ah, I love you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bam.